Welcome back, guys. So in this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you some live charts and the trades that I took this week. So this is a weekly recap of this week right here. I ended 1.58 RR in profit. So it wasn't the greatest week, but nevertheless, it wasn't a losing week. So we made some money. We progressed through the challenging phase of phase 2 on Skill Funded Trader on my 50K challenge. So let me just quickly break this down through here quickly. So Monday was a full loss. We'll show that on the charts. Tuesday, break-even trade. Wednesday, break-even trade. Thursday was a nice win. And then Friday, which is today, I am recording this video on the Friday. No trades today. So finishing the week in a 1.5 hour profit, basically. So if I go onto the live charts here, let me just make my face a little bit smaller. There we go. So this is Monday. This was the first trade of the week. So as I go through this, I just want to let you know that this whole week was all days were trading days for me. There was no red folder news events in London session for EU. So every day was a plausible day for trades to be taken if they showed themselves. And therefore, every day did. And I believe that's the same as the upcoming week as well. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, so this is Monday, right? So what I like to see here, first of all, is my liquidity point. So what I have here is just a liquidity high, which I drew a line out here. Don't know why it stopped there. But liquidity high and then a liquidity low. So I just wait for one of these to get taken. I follow market structure. I mark it out. Wait for one of these to get taken. I wait for a break of structure. I wait for a retracement, which we got here. And then ultimately, what this ended up happening was being a full loss. Now, obviously, if we got the push up after we got an entry, and if we got a push up to this break-even point, then that's when I put my stops to break even and we let the rest run to full TP, which would have just been up here. So it wasn't going to be the biggest trade anyway. However, it would have been just roughly 2R if it did. However, that's not the case, -1R. So now going into Tuesday, we have liquidity high and low once again. Very simple, very systematic. Cool. Liquidity high was taken. I'm following the structure as soon as it takes the high. I'm following the structure in internal anyway as well, because I want to know what's the external range instead of the internal ranges, as I like to just follow the actual leg of structure and not really get messed up with the internal legs of structure. So right here, we have the break of structure. That is not in the right place. Right here, we have the break of structure right here, and I like to dictate the break of structure with candle closures. So it would have been on this candle close right here, we would have got the actual break of structure. We don't consider wicks for my system. And then we got a retracement right here. And this one was, if you recall, a break-even trade. Reason being was because price, lovely, tapped in, excellent, like literally zero drawdown. Tapped in, got an entry, instantaneously just sunk away. Lovely. My TP was back down here inside of the range, and it was nice. It was going nice. It was up at around about 3R, just over 3R profit. And then it decided to turn back, and you have to weather the storm. You have to do all the, the data on your own system. And this, as you can see right here, came back and wicked once again as I was already at break even. So that took me out of break even, and then it completely sold off to the downside for a 5R profit. However, that was a break even for me. That's just how the cookie crumbles once again. Now we go on to Wednesday. Wednesday, once again, low and high. Mark these out. Have you just follow structure. Cool. We wait for a break of structure. That happened here. We got a break of structure right here. And the reason why I go break even so quickly after a 1-to-1, especially if because we got the retracement right here. And then as I want to see it come back to a 1-to-1, at least you can start taking, profit, take partials off the table, etc., etc. It's completely up to you. But what I like to do is just take my stop loss and move it to break even. So as you saw, I have to weather a little bit of drawdown right here. Ultimately, we then sold off and we got a candle closures and everything like this below the break even leg. So stops the break even, and that would have saved me. However, we had the bias correct for that day. Once again, that could have, should have, would have, another 5R profit. However, if no stops move to break even, that would have been a full loss. So this is the thing. You can say, oh yeah, it could have been a 6R profit. However, let me just turn this off. Could have been a 6R profit. Yeah, but from what point? From this point, yeah, but you ultimately would have been stopped out. Then you have to move your stops all the way up here. Then it's only a 3R. Still a 3R. What am I going on about? Only a 3R, but not compared to what you're believing it to be of a 6R, of course. That's the reason why I go to break even. And look at these TP areas. Straight, like literally wicking into these TP areas and then completely reversing and going on its way again. And this is something that I've tested very, very well over 3 years of data. At least I recommend 3 years of data. I'm getting on to my 10th year of data now, in terms of finding these statistics. And one of the statistics that I'm focusing on is actual TP taking, take profit areas. So that was Wednesday. Now we come to Thursday. Thursday was my win day. So as you can see, I was being quite unlucky, but that's just, that's just the way the once again, the cookie crumbles. You can't dictate what days you're going to be lucky, unlucky, what days you're going to take full losses, what days you're going to take full wins, what days are going to be breaking. You can't dictate that. All you have to do is roll with the punches. You have to do your data. You have to get all your data in check, and then you just execute. You execute off the data. So once again, we have the liquidity high just being purged right there. And then we have a break of structure once again, following structure. So we've got a break of structure here. And we had a little bit of drawdown, not much. I mean, this is on the 1 minute chart. So we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just under 10 minutes of wiki drawdown. And then we ultimately just sold off once again. Lovely sell-off. EU this week was lovely to be in. Sell-off, break even, didn't even come back for retracements, straight down to just over a 2R profit, 2.5R profit. And ultimately, it kept on going down to liquidity lows. So these are the different things that you have to test. If you're going down to liquidity lows, going back to liquidity highs, you have to test your take profit areas. This could have been a just over a 1 to 5. Once again, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's not how you trade. So that was Thursday. And then obviously Friday was in here. And this is the other thing. So I didn't take a trade today, even though it kind of presented itself. The thing is, when you know your data, you know exactly what you should be looking for, and you know exactly when to execute and when not to execute. So for example, here, liquidity high taken once again, I was following structure through here, watching it break highs and respect lows. And then once it breaks that low right here, then I was looking for an entry. So I was waiting for all these candles to have a retracement back up into whatever you want to consider. So there was a fair value gap in here. You could have been at like a breaker block or whatever. You could just use a fib, all these different things. It all coincide with the same area at the end of the day. But that didn't give it to us. So then that went all the way down to my TP. And once it hit my TP, I'm not looking for any more trades. So even like it did here, it retraced back, and ultimately it would have stopped me out anyway if I got an entry. However, that's why I put so much emphasis into knowing my stats on take profit areas. So that's Friday, and obviously this is live price as of right now. As you saw, that did end up ultimately going down to the other side of liquidity once again. And yeah, so that is my week in a nutshell. Finishing at 1.58R. Now for the challenge, of course, you have to consider spread and commissions and all of this. So I'm actually just up 1R, I believe. But yeah, all of that's documented in my X profile and also in Instagram profile with Reels. So yeah, go and check it out if you're interested, and subscribe for more of this type of content. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next one.